What's up, everyone? FANCRAFT. That's right, it's Bo here, and I am in the catacombs of the lore office. And don't worry, I promised, and I'm going to keep my promise. We're not going to be touching a lot of the lore, but I did want to follow up with this, and that is that I did clean up all of the Vloop statues from all around Central City. They are nice. They're down here in quarantine where they belong, and all is well with the world. Oh man, but there's even more lore because, like, look, behind me over here, Doc Alien came over and handed me that book with a whole lot of lore in it, and we're not going to do it. Not today, anyway. That's going to be for later, okay? That said, be sure to check out Dr. Alien's YouTube channel because he just released a really awesome little YouTube video about FANCRAFT, and it looks really cool, so you got to check it out. This is very sweet. But as I said last week, we're going to get back to some building, and very specifically, we're going to be doing a little bit of updating a former build. Right here in the Harry Potter district, right on the very edge of Diagon Alley is, I think it's, what is it, Eeylops Owl Emporium? I have a sign. This is why I have sign. Eeylops Owl Emporium. Yes, I am very pleased with this build. It is one of the first things, I think it is the first thing I put here in the Harry Potter district. And it looks great. Like, it looks really, really solid from the outside. The problem, of course, is that from the inside, it is nothing short of a tragedy, okay? We've got some birds here, we got some birds there. This does not look like someone who knows how to build. This looks like a mess. I mean, granted, it does the thing. I'm selling some eggs, so that's what's supposed to happen, yeah? But it's just not very nice. And so we're going to fix that today. We're going to actually do an interior for this build, which is also going to actually change up the exterior a little bit because we need to push out this wall in order to do what I want to do. Okay, so inspiration time, right? I mentioned that I guess it's been several months at this point. I went with the family to Universal Studios in, I want to say Florida? Was it Florida? I think it was Florida. Anyway, went to Universal Studios and also went specifically to kind of their little Harry Potter Wizarding World type situation and got a lot of inspiration for various things. And while I was there, I noticed that the owl situation, like where they roost all the various owls or where the owl roost would be, are these big kind of purple looking bird houses, like just these very tall, very thin purple bird houses. And at first I thought that would actually be really cool to add here at the edge or like, just kind of continue on adding to Diagon Alley and like put one right here. I mean, I think it would definitely kind of work, right? That this would be kind of a catch-all, almost like a postal place where those owls would be. But then I realized I could use that style specifically for this build right here, that we could actually add those little bird nests, those kind of tall purple bird nests all over the place inside this interior, which would be a little different from the exterior, but we could also add one of those on the side of the building as well, so that it's all kind of thematically together. This is like your one-stop shop for your owls and whatnot. Makes sense. I'm here for it. I mean, on the one hand, it would be nice to add to Diagon Alley, but let's be real. I've added a lot to Diagon Alley, okay? I am all about these new additions to Diagon Alley coming from other people besides me. And this is long overdue for an overhaul. So, all right, that's the plan. That's what we're going to do. Let's get a good before so you get just how much this is about to change and how much better this is going to look. I am going to keep the floor, though. I like this floor a lot. But the rest of it, yeah, it's demo day, baby. Let's get to work. You ever work on a project and you have an idea for it and then suddenly it sparks so many new ideas? Yeah, this is kind of oddly one of those projects. I'm done. I finished. And okay, so there has been a little bit of changes to the exterior as was kind of hinted at. And so let me just go ahead and show this first. This is like the owlery, kind of the bird cage, if you will, where all the owls are flying to and fro and they nest right here. This is where you would go and I guess get your mail. Like, you know what, like to some extent, like wouldn't this essentially be like a post office type situation? This is what I'm referring to. Like, should we have a couple of these across the Harry Potter district to imply that like owls are flowing here, there, and everywhere? I don't know, but it's just kind of an idea. But anyway, so yes, this is the change to the exterior. It's not too bad. It does jut out a little bit, but I love the way that it looks. And I think it's great. And as you can see, once we enter inside, ta-da, we've got that same kind of theme all the way throughout. We've got our boxes for where our little owls are. Some of them are actually roosting in there. It's kind of hard to see, but they're in there. And yeah, a couple of eggs back there as well. We've got, this guy chilling right here. He's here on the desk as he was before. We've got a couple more over here. And then let's see, what else? Oh, of course, we've got some cages. Because you gotta, if you're gonna be walking out with your owl, you gotta get a cage for it as well. So there's a guy up there. He's not as easy to see, but he's there. He's there. Yeah, he's in there. Can you see him from? Yep. Hi, how's it going? That's all right. That's pretty good. And so of course you got your owl eggs right here for purchase. And I think it's really, really good. Now, I did try to figure out some sort of situation because I know when you play like music blocks, these guys kind of bop up and down and all that kind of good stuff. But I couldn't do it in such a way that they were all doing it simultaneously, at least not without a very extensive kind of reworking of Redstone, which I don't know how to do. Anyway, so I think that's good. I think it's really great, and I think it's safe to say that the Owl Shop is finally officially done. Unless we decide to do something in the upstairs apartment. But I don't think we are. I don't think that's going to happen. We don't need it. we don't need it. Love this, though. I am definitely thinking maybe we put something like this over in the Hogsmeade area. And then once we've got our Hogwarts up and running, maybe we have something like that there, too. I just don't even know. Man, I wish we could actually use it in some sort of mail purpose, but it really doesn't make any sense. It would have no actual function. Only form, no function. Not the way I love doing things, but the way it's going to be done. Speaking of something that's a little bit more function than form, we do have a voting booth that has popped up here at the Snow Globe, and that is because we need to determine what the next district is going to be. In fact, what the final district is going to be of Central City. And after a lot of discussion on Discord, we kind of determined it's going to be one of three things. Either a Star Trek district, an anime district, or a kaiju district. And yeah, so the way this works is very similar to voting booths that we've had in the past. You go up here, you grab yourself a little sand, a little concrete powder, and then you drop it in which one you want to support. And then we will see, once all of the crafters have had a chance to vote, who is going to win and what the final district will be. I have not voted yet. I don't know who's voted for which one. I have to admit, I'm actually torn between Star Trek and Kaiju, so it's very ironic that I see that the vote at the moment is torn between the two as well. There's definitely merits to both. I mean, I have kind of experimented in my creative world from time to time with kind of some Star Trek inspired builds, but admittedly, I'm not very good at them. Like, I can't really figure out what would be something that I could do, at least without doing it massively. I mean, the talk has been perhaps having like the Klingon High Council building and then also the Starfleet main building area academy, maybe? I don't know what it's called. But anyway, the point is having those two buildings in kind of the final district and then having kind of a bit of a capture the flag between the two could be kind of cool. And then maybe do like big team build, we'd put an Enterprise on top of it or something like that. So kind of neat. And then Kaiju is like, we could go crazy. So like Godzilla, King Kong, giant robots. I don't know how to do organic stuff, but I do know how to do robots, or at least I think I could figure out robots. Oh man. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, there was a time that I actually had this idea for an entire like themed base, which was going to be around like living in the wreckage of a fallen robot. Ooh, that might actually be kind of cool to bring that concept here. Ooh, okay. This is tough. There's also an argument to be made that there's not a lot of Star Trek representation in Minecraft. And so having kind of some Star Trek focused builds might help, make for some good content. But this might be more enjoyable. But I don't know. Okay, I can't decide right now. I am torn between the two. But sadly, I'm not going to be voting for anime. I'm sorry, Kyle. Anyway, yes. But that is going to do it for this week here on FANCRAFT. I hope you've enjoyed this video, a little update to an old build. Sometimes you got to do it. Sometimes you got to go and revisit some of these builds, especially when inspiration strikes. But yeah, next week, who knows? Will we be returning back to the lore? You tell me. Is that what you want? Do you want that? Do you? Let me know. Let me know if that's what you want, because if that's what you want, that might be happening. One way or the other, we've got some awesome, great builds, a brand new district on the horizon, and a lot of fun things happening here on FANCRAFT. So until next time, goodbye. Ooh, an owl.